So I will start by saying what James told me when he asked me to speak. So he said, keep it actionable. And what I did, I went all in. So I made it 100% actionable. And I will talk for 7 minutes and leave you with some practical things that you can do. And many people want to know what it is and what is happening on the insides of Snowflake. So I will give you 3 very concrete tools that you can use, and you can execute better call down days, developing your team through mentorship, and having better team meetings, getting your SDR team to be more efficient and more action driven. So as you just heard, my name is Sara, and I've been in sales and sales development for the last 10 years. Today, I'm heading up one of the 4 EMEA SDR teams at Snowflake. And in my decade in sales, I've never seen a company so forward-thinking, so action-driven at Snowflake, so it really fits me. And before we get to it, my call to action is grab something to take notes on, because I think you will want to take action on some of the things that I will talk about. And I talk quite quick, so write quick. The first thing I want to talk about is something that happened at Snowflake last week. All of us have call down days with our SDRs, but last week we took it to the next level. And I'm going to share with you the 4 things that we did, which made it a success. We actually ended up booking in 1 day our whole weekly target. So here are the 4 things that we did. Number 1, we asked all of our SDRs to submit a list of prospects that they will call to and have a deadline to submit this list the night before. This way, you're setting yourself up for success in advance, and everyone shows up ready to go, and you lose 0 time on finding numbers, finding accounts, finding prospects on the competition day. 2, we're all in Zoom meetings all day. We're back to back sitting in Zoom meetings. So how do you make a call down day interactive? You don't have a gong, you cannot run to a whiteboard. So how do you keep the momentum going? Well, we created a very basic Excel template with a graph showing the leaderboard. And we were living in this document. We were living in this leaderboard, and everyone got pumped up. We could see in real time how many conversations and how many meetings it would take to be number 3, number 1. Where are you at? Number 3, a prize to be won. Goes without saying, most people are motivated by winning. So make sure that there's a prize for the winner at the end of the day. But make sure that you're off to a quick start. And we did that by having 2 prizes. First one to whoever was first to book 4 meetings, and the second one who had the most points at the end of the day. So this way, you make it a sprint to get to the 4 meetings and a marathon to get to the end of the day. And this is really a recipe for success. The 4th one, share the successes with the teams you support. We're all in a supporting function, so make sure that the AEs and the sales managers hear about that you're going to have a call down day before it happens. And of course, share your successes afterwards. What meetings did you book? How many? With who? What pipeline was generated? Tell them all this and bring them on board in your excitement. The second concrete thing I want to talk about is mentorship. Encourage your SDRs to get mentors. Not one mentor, several mentors. So I work for Snowflake, a data company. Let's get into some data. There was a recent study that showed that 71% of Fortune 500 companies actively encourage mentoring. And of those who had a mentor, 97% said they're valuable. But only 1/3 of professionals actually have a mentor. So do you know if your SDRs have a mentor? And if not, listen up. And you cannot see everyone's faces here. I see we're 46 people, but there are so many SDR managers on this call or on LinkedIn or wherever you can find them that can teach your SDRs something. Find out together with your SDRs what they want to be better at and find people other than yourselves who are experts at that and can complement you. People come to me for mentoring on 3 things. 1, getting the most out of your teams and create a culture of ownership. 2, making pipeline generation fun and interactive. And 3, how to develop as a leader. So my ask from you today, yes, you, one of you 46 SDR managers out there, is these 4 things. Talk to an SDR in your team who is ready to develop further, and find 3 things together that he or she wants to get better at. And find 2 people with at least one of them being internal in the company you work and higher in the ranks than the SDR is. And encourage the SDR to ask for mentorship and tell what he or she wants to learn from that person and why they chose to ask them. And of course, make introductions if it's needed and you know the person they want as a mentor. The 4th one, when it comes to mentorship, is the most important one. Show the SDR how to drive these engagements. How do you make a mentorship plan? How do you own an agenda? How do you take good notes? How do you write down action items for yourself? And that is how you build efficient mentorship and get your SDRs to grow in a record speed like you've never seen before. The 3rd and final thing. I think most of us here on the call have been in back-to-back Zoom meetings. Just looking at a day and thinking, how did I survive this? My head is a blur. So how do you make every single team meeting that you have with your SDRs more efficient? Well, I hope you still have some room in your notebook, because here it comes. You need to start wrapping up your meetings with your team the way that I will wrap up my 7 minutes here today. When you have 5 minutes left of your team meeting, you ask everyone in the room to think of a main takeaway from the meeting and what baby step action they will take. So you go around the room, everyone shares a main takeaway and a baby step action they will take. If you do this, you will see 3 things immediately happening in your team. They will be more present in the room. They will be less on Slack, less on their inbox. They will be more with you. You will also see them showing up ready to learn, ready to develop, because they know you're going to ask for a main takeaway and a baby step. And the 3rd thing, as a leader, you will start to see where they want to go individually based on what they choose as a key takeaway and baby step. So I will end here today and wrap up my 7 minutes with an ask to each and every one on this call who's up for it. I want you to go on LinkedIn. I want you to add me and share with me what was your main takeaway from these 7 minutes and what baby steps will you implement and take away from this today. And I really can't wait to hear from you. Thank you so much.